Chapter 97. Vajrayana. Not a deity but a soul, he replied. Whose soul is it? I asked. A person. You know him by the name Moggallana. He was like the right hand of the Buddha. Once he attained Buddhahood, his extraordinary spiritual skills were used to their full potential. His original soul possessed remarkable abilities to perform miracles. Skills he had accumulated from past lives. Coupled with his innate sharp intellect, he could elucidate profound Dharma, teachings to people through analogies of things around them, by posing questions and guiding them to find answers themselves. Sometimes, his questions were so direct they could shatter the shell of, clinging to the familiar or to human-like thinking. He could break down old belief systems, enabling people to attain Buddhahood instantaneously. This method is what you now call Vajra or Zen. He established a monastic center in the mountainous northern region of Thailand. From there, he dispatched hundreds of trusted disciples to spread the teachings to distant lands, or present-day China. He is therefore credited with laying the foundation for Vajrayana, or Zen Buddhism in this region. People revered Lord Moggallana as the great master of instantaneous enlightenment. Lord Foch explained. Lord Moggallana himself, the originator of Zen Buddhism. Then why is his name absent from the history of Zen? I asked. It's because his method discouraged attachment to individuals. Moreover, his life was short. Lord Moggallana passed away before the Buddha. However, even in that brief period, he trained a multitude of individuals who attained instantaneous Buddhahood. These individuals then dispersed eastward and northward, to the areas that are now Vietnam, China, Taiwan, Korea, and Japan. All of Lord Moggallana's disciples became renowned figures in later times and were highly regarded as experts in the art of Zen. Why did Lord Moggallana pass away before the Buddha? Was he older? He was not older, but he was assassinated. This was because certain Brahmins recognized that Lord Moggallana was liberating people from fear, a method widely used by Brahmins. Naturally, this undermined the interests of the Brahminical establishment. They sent assassins, but due to Lord Moggallana's extraordinary ability to miraculously influence situations, the hired thugs were overcome with fear and could not harm him. Then why did he die? I asked. The malicious individuals did not give up. They continued to send assassins repeatedly, a second, third, fourth, and fifth time. Eventually, Lord Moggallana realized it was futile to evade them, as this was a past karmic debt that had to be repaid. He thus surrendered to his adversaries. In that encounter, he was severely injured. An ordinary person would have died instantly, but his spiritual power allowed him to sustain himself and recover enough to remain alive. He then journeyed back to the Buddha, but due to his severe injuries and the exhaustion from the journey, he passed away shortly after arriving, right in front of the Buddha, just a few months before this very gathering. Therefore, today, Lord Moggallana is the only one present whose existence is purely soul, Lord Foch explained. Speaking of distant lands or present-day China, there is another significant figure. It would be remiss not to mention him, as he played a crucial role in widely propagating Buddhahood, covering a geographical area many times larger than the Buddha himself. Who is he? I asked. Before he embarked on his journey to spread Buddhahood to those distant lands. When he was still residing with the Buddha, he was a handsome young man with fair, radiant skin and a dignified bearing. At times, people mistook him for the Buddha. Wherever he went, he was surrounded by crowds, especially young women and female lay devotees. Besides being handsome, eloquent and good-humored, he also possessed the skill to explain Buddhahood concisely and understandably, suitable for the general populace. This contrasted with the Buddha's explanations, which often detailed the origins and reasons in a comprehensive manner, more suited for those who were highly educated and seeking profound spiritual understanding. Because of his attractiveness, he drew many young women to him, but they came with desires other than to discuss the Dharma. Some would watch over him daily to assert their claim, observing others who might show affection towards him. They would find ways to exclude rivals, sometimes engaging in gossiping and slander, leading to quarrels. When he spoke of someone in particular, jealousy would arise, disrupting the peaceful atmosphere of his residence. He thus decided to do something about it, seeking permission from the Buddha. Venerable Lord Buddha, I request permission to consume more food, so that my body becomes stout, which is a violation of the dietary practice that Your Holiness has established. That monks should eat moderately and not overeat. He stated his intention immediately upon meeting the Buddha. My son, why do you contemplate such a thing? The Buddha asked. Those who come to hear the Dharma from me do not hear the truth that emanates from my mouth. They do not see the truth that I am revealing to them. They do not appreciate the nectar of the Dharma, the noble spiritual state that I am transmitting to them, because my physical form obscures it completely, he replied. When the Buddha understood his purpose, he granted his request. It took him nearly 2 years to transform from a lean, well-built physique to a portly, pot-bellied figure, and from a slender, handsome face to a round, chubby one. Who is he? What is his name? I asked. You know him as the Venerable Kakayana, but the common people in mainland China, the land he traveled to, called him Sankakayana. This image is of a stout monk with a contented, cheerful face, and he became a symbol of wealth and abundance. He was the one who initiated the spread of Mahayana Buddhism in China, he replied. Ah, yes, the Venerable Sankakayana. I've seen his image since I was a child. So he was actually Kakayana, one of the chief disciples, I remarked. After the Buddha completed the spiritual volunteering on this day, everyone departed for various regions to propagate the concept of Buddhahood. One of them was the Venerable Kakayana, who journeyed to China. And the phrase you often hear associated with Sankakayana is Amitabha Buddha, a term that holds significance related to his story and yours. Lord Foch elaborated.